Morning world, it's Tuesday the 5th of June 2018. It's about 8:30 in the morning UK time. The moon is at the end of Aquarius. We're coming to the end of what's one of the longest void moons of the year. It was void all day yesterday, and it's going to be void until very nearly midday this morning when the moon will move into Pisces. Mars is continuing to flirt in square with Uranus and will continue to do so until September, and with its opposition to the North Node at the moment, this is considered one of the most difficult aspects in astrology from a geocentric and political and environmental viewpoint. I do expect further volcanoes, possibly earthquakes, and further upsets. Whether when I say volcanoes, I just don't mean physical. I could also mean political and economic. And the full moon that's coming at the end of this month, my goodness. More on that another time. This is my take on the Sun Midheaven aspects. The Sun is about identity, individuality, uniqueness, sense of self, conscious identity, who you are as an individual, untouchable and unaffectable by anyone else at any time under any circumstances. The Midheaven, and by extension its opposite point, the nadir, the bottom of the chart, has a number of different functions. I'm aware of 39 different house systems, and in 38 of them, the midheaven is always the start of the 10th house, and the nadir is always the start of the 4th house. The only one that doesn't use this system is equal house, which I personally don't use or like very much. So, the midheaven can stand for your relationship with people in positions of responsibility and authority, such as father, teacher, God, employer. As the nadir deals with the relationship with mother, the nurturing parent, the person who provides the home and roots and foundations. The midheaven also stands for things like the way you market, project, promote, advertise and sell yourself, the way you push yourself into and onto the outside world. It is the public image. The midheaven also stands for job, work, career, goals, and particularly ambitions, what you actually want to do with your life. In this, it does have a strong connection with the 10th house. When you have the sun opposite the midheaven, i.e. someone who's born very close to midnight, then the sun opposite the midheaven is not that bothered about going out there into the world. They don't do authority very well. They're more content to stay at home, to be the power behind the throne. To them, home life is actually more important than professional life, and regardless of their gender, they're quite content to stay at home and be the supporting, nurturing parent. Even if they go out in the world, they must have a home. Doesn't matter if it's a mansion, a palace, a bedsit, a tenement block, a tent, as long as it's got a front door that they can close and no one can come in without their permission. Sun opposite the midheaven people are naturally not secretive, but private. The sun in conjunct the midheaven, born around 10 p.m. or 2 a.m., these are the people whom there's always going to be a degree of discomfort in their willingness to promote and market and project themselves. They're not that comfortable about letting the outside world see them as being the way they are. They prefer to stay more behind the shadows, and they've just got this kind of almost but not quite phobia about being out there in the outside world. These are the people who, when they go up, they will dress up in lots of clothes, lots of makeup, hats. They will not disguise themselves, but they will adapt their image so the outside world sees them as being the way they want them to see as being, rather than the world seeing them as the way they actually are. The sun trine the midheaven is actually a lovely aspect. It's the people born around 8 p.m. and around 4 a.m. and this is the aspect that gives a sense of solidity in purpose. These are the people, to use an English saying, who do what it says on the tin. They just get on with their job. They're not worried by words like fame or renown. They just want to just do a good job and be recognised for doing what they do. And it's a healthy aspect. It's solid, dependable, trustworthy, disciplined, loyal. These are really good workers. The sun square the midheaven, generally born around sunset, sunrise, 6 a.m, 6 p.m, depending on your latitude. This is a difficult aspect. It creates the potential for conflict with one or both parents. It certainly makes it difficult for you to work in a professional environment where you have to do what you're told. And it's not that good at defining your long-term career either. Sun Square Midheaven people, they either need to work for themselves or work in a professional situation where no one's telling them what to do. And there can be conflict with the family, domestic situations, home and family issues, and they are very much a lone wolf. The best way for these people to live their life is to do it on their own. They may have the support of people in their professional environment or in their family, but they still prefer to do things their own way. The Sun's sextile in Midheaven is a lovely aspect. It is people born on average around 8 a.m. or 4 p.m, the start of the working day, the end of the working day for many. And here you've got the aspect of opportunity. When this works with the sun, when the sun and the midheaven are sextile to each other, it gives the opportunity for the person to shine in the public eye. These are people who are seen in public as enjoying their work, who enjoy going to work. These are the people who don't have jobs. They have careers, vocations, or passions. And then there's the sun conjunct the midheaven, the people born around midday. Now this is a really strange aspect. On the surface you'd think, okay, these are the people who shine like the sun at midday because that's when they're born. And certainly they're comfortable about taking the lead, being the front of house person. These are the people who stand at the front of theatres and welcome the guests, or the concierge, the welcoming person, the doorman in a hotel. These are the people who deal with the public as they come into the workplace. But it also gives the ability to handle responsibility and authority. It gives the ability to be able to become that person of responsibility and employ a number of people working for them. This is someone who will look after the people who work for them. There can also be a problem with this position in that there can be an overly strong identification with one or both parents, and that they do things because it's what mummy or daddy would have wanted. And often these people follow in the family footsteps. There is a need for a separation of identity away from the parental role model with the sun conjunct the midheaven, and to a lesser extent with the opposition to the midheaven. Okay, that's my take on the midheaven, and I've still got, what have I got left to do? I've got Neptune and Pluto to do before I move away from the sun. Oh, and the unaspected sun. I will deal with that as well. Catch you later, world. Bye.